I'm currently at the Airbnb because I have to clean it. I had guests just check out and new guests checking in this afternoon. But today is not really like a typical day for me cleaning because I also have to film some brand deal stuff. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about the brand deal side of things in my life as like a content creator, as well as give you some updates about our long-term rental. So let's get into it. Today is Columbus Day. So while some people have the day off, I do not. I was also here 2 days ago, which was a Saturday, cleaning from other guests, but it just goes to show you like you don't follow a traditional schedule, which is both good and bad, in my opinion. So while I'm often cleaning on weekends and holidays, because that is when guests often check in and out, that's a bit of a bummer. But on the flip side, I have a much more flexible schedule than most people because I don't clean every day. And also, of course, there's stuff outside of cleaning involved in hosting. I believe the guests who are checking in today are staying for a week or so. So that's exciting, which means I don't have to clean this week. Between both of my Airbnbs, they both have guests all week, which is like so weird for me. Okay, now that I've started the laundry and stripped the beds, I can sit down for a minute and kind of focus on what I need to plan out for the day. I have to film some brand deal stuff. So I need to plan out exactly what shots I need to get. I'm very open about the fact that the way that I make my personal money is through content creation. And that's how I'm able to not take any money from the Airbnbs and just continue to reinvest that money back into the Airbnbs. I don't pay myself for the cleaning or write myself a check at the end of the month. If we have a profitable month, I keep everything in each Airbnb's bank account. And I make my personal money from content creation. To be totally transparent with you, I really don't make any money from these long form videos. I just do them because I like them. And I feel like it gives me a good opportunity to explain things on a deeper level. My shorts and my TikToks, that's where I make the majority of my money. I do the occasional brand deal. I don't do a ton of them. Transparently, most of my money comes from views, the views that I get on my videos. Most of my brand deals are also through TikTok because that is my biggest platform. I have 230 something thousand followers there, and I've been posting there a lot longer than I've been posting on any other platform. So the video that I'm working on today is for a TikTok ad. So you guys will never see it here or know that I've worked with this company on YouTube. I don't know if this is really boring or at all relevant, but I just kind of wanted to explain how I'm able to not pay myself from the Airbnbs anymore. Because when I first started content creation, I still did. I relied on the cleaning money to pay myself, and that was my income because I quit my full-time job. I worked at a homeless shelter for kids. I liked the job. I was just burnt out. Anyway, I also try to keep my personal money, so the money I'm making from content stuff, or like Alex's full-time job, we keep our personal money separate from our properties money, and we really treat all three of our properties, our two Airbnbs and our long-term rental, as a business. And while sometimes we interchange money between the three properties, if one has more and one has less, we need to pay a large bill, we'll do that. But we never use the properties money to pay for our personal stuff, and vice versa. I'm gonna work on figuring out what I need to film for this brand deal stuff, and I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. Also, is this interesting? Do you wanna know more about this? I have no idea. Let me know. I don't wanna talk about things that you're not interested in. I took my sweater off, not realizing my microphone was still attached to it, and I've just been like talking away, filming, and none of it was being recorded by my microphone. Good. I wanted to give a quick update about the long-term rental and address some questions I got about it in my last video. Mainly, people were wondering, why don't I want to turn it back into an Airbnb? Quite frankly, it's because it's a lot of work. Running an Airbnb is a lot more work than people realize when you're a self-managing, self-cleaning host. I did have it on Airbnb for about 6 months. So I was managing and cleaning all three places for 6 months, and it was just so overwhelming, and I felt like I had no work-life balance. Somebody commented, well, why don't I just hire a cleaner then and like use the extra money from it being an Airbnb and just pay the cleaner all the time? Which is a fair question, but because no cleaner is going to clean the way that you do or care about the Airbnb the way that you do. And there's so much more that goes into running an Airbnb than just cleaning. There's a lot of day-to-day stuff that is hard to quantify or like put into a concise sentence that is involved because you're maintaining the property versus the tenant maintaining the property. If it's a long-term rental, for example, the tenant in our scenario is responsible for yard maintenance. And any reasonable tenant is going to fix small things that maybe come up, a light bulb that needs to be replaced or a squeaky something or other. You know what I mean? If it's an Airbnb, all of that falls on you. And it's not anything big, but it's lots of little things that add up. I think for me, the biggest aspect is the psychological component of I just can't stand this place and I feel like I just need my distance from it. If I was there cleaning it and dealing with it all the time, I just feel like it's a constant reminder of like, I wish I never bought this place. And lastly, because Alex and I are so focused on having kids, that is our goal right now. I just don't want to add any more stress to my plate. I'm trying to actively work on things to reduce my stress, and this rental is like the biggest stressor in my life. That's dramatic, maybe not, but it's really up there. People also fairly ask, well, why don't we just sell it? And the answer is the market's not great right now. So I really don't think that we could get that much for it. I just don't think we'd get all of our money back. And we're so deep into it now in like literal blood, sweat, and tears that it's like, I don't want to have all of this bin for nothing. Anyway, we did just have a showing on it this weekend. And you guys, I swear to God, this place is cursed. I kid you not, like a few hours before the showing was supposed to happen, the block lost power from this storm. And our house, the long-term rental, was like one of 8 houses. So not even like the whole block. 8 houses lost power. They ended up still wanting to see it even though it didn't have power, and the showing was promising, so that is good, but they still have other places that they're seeing. But it wasn't as much of a flop as the last showing. I'm gonna try to focus on the positives of that. I do have one small update about my other Airbnb where we're redoing the bathroom, or we're planning to. I did choose the tile, and we are coordinating with our tile guy an actual time to get it scheduled, so that's very exciting. And this Airbnb, I have absolutely no plans to change anything about it. I just want it to like keep bringing money in, and I'm tired of spending money on it. So I just feel like things are kind of boring, which is good. I want them to be boring. I will say that in my last video, I was talking about how the guest I was cleaning after had changed their dates. They were originally supposed to stay over Thanksgiving, but they changed their dates to stay in October. Well, we actually got those dates rebooked. It's for more money. So originally the booking was for $800, maybe $900, and this new booking is for $1,200. Granted, it is an extra night, but the other reason that it's for more money is because the new guest booked through VRBO instead of Airbnb. Personally, I can't stand VRBO, so I do charge a little extra over there. I don't get a ton of VRBO bookings, but I do get some, and when I do, I'm like, I still hate you, VRBO, but at least this is for a little bit more money. These guys had left just a few dishes in the dishwasher, and I wasn't sure if they had run it or not, so I just washed them again by hand. I'm like 95% sure it was run, but if I'm ever not 100%, I'll just rewash them. I don't actually ask guests to wash their own dishes, as in like it's not a part of my checkout instructions, but I'm very lucky in the fact that 95% of my guests do it anyway. In the theme of talking a little bit more about my content creation side of things, I did a brand deal with Soapbox on TikTok. You guys wouldn't have seen it here on YouTube. I do genuinely love their products. This is not sponsored, and I've been using them continuously still at this Airbnb, and it's gone really well. I just need to refill these. I cleaned the kitchen off camera, but I always do the sink last. I also already vacuumed and mopped. Now I'm really kind of just like waiting on the laundry to dry. I made the mistake of washing the towels here. I don't know why I did that, because I never do that, and they take so much longer. I leave out a clean, fresh sponge for every guest. I just get them in bulk from Amazon. I did actually buy this appliance paint, basically, because I want to try redoing the top of this dryer. As you can see, she's looking a little rough. I'm not gonna do it today because I don't have time, but I wanted to ask if anybody's ever used this. Any tips, tricks, should I avoid it? I'm suspicious of the fact that it was only like $10. I'm gonna wrap this cleanup here, but if you guys have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments. I read all of the comments on my long form videos, and I will try to answer them in the next one. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next clean.